staying alive. All that I feel is a fire inside. I have outrun it. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. This is my time, faster than ever, hungry and I'm going to come back and take what is mine, bigger and better. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. Saddle, cut to the chase. I ain't somebody who stays in one place. Ready to go, I'm coming to play. You better know I still got something to say. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. Black. couldn't handle. No one else could ever hold a candle. Get ready for a battle, cause you know that I was born for this. I was born for this. Never met a match I couldn't handle. No one else could ever hold a candle. Get ready for a battle, cause you know I was born. I tell you I was born for this. Ain't nothing gonna stop me now. I was born for this.
And good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Monday Night Cup Series, the NC 811 Call Before You Dig Next Gen Cup Series for SIM500. We're at Iowa Motor Speedway tonight. Joining me in the booth, whenever we figure out what concession stand he stuck off to, will be Wesley Outland tonight. Down in the production van will be Charles Cody Wooten. And folks, we got a great one for you tonight. We've got Iowa. And last time we were here at Iowa with the Next Gen Cup Series for the SIM500 guys, they went caution-free for the entire race. And I tell you what, if anybody can do that again, it's going to be these guys. So we right now are about 5 minutes away from qualifying, so we're going to get you some information up on screen here about what we're looking at for tonight's race. Right now, the weather in Iowa is a beautiful day for racing, but look at that track tip. Right now, air tip, 79 degrees, wind speed 2 miles an hour, partly cloudy, but the track temperature, 125 degrees Fahrenheit. That is a hot, slick track, folks. But I tell you what, I took some laps with these guys today around Iowa, and this car actually handles Iowa really, really well. I mean, you have to seriously overdrive this car to get it out of shape there. And if anybody can do it, I can do it. And I just, I tell you what, I did 60 laps without spinning out. I was just tickled with myself. As we see right there on screen, Jeff Ryan intentionally spinning himself down the front stretch as they go through the last little bit of practice here. Right now up on the speed board, I'll tell you what, it's looking pretty fast. We got Tommy Ryan right now leading the practice with a 23.86, but I'll tell you what, Joey Jatina sitting back there in second on the speed charts, 23.87. So when we get to qualifying here in about 3 minutes, I look to see those two guys having some really good qualifying laps. Tonight's race brought to you once again. This league is sponsored by NC 811. Call before you dig. These guys are a great, handy bunch of folks to give a call to before you dig. And what we mean by that is, hey, do not dig a pool, do not dig a hole in your yard, a trench for wiring or anything like that before you call these folks. They'll be able to tell you where your sewage lines are, your power lines, any kind of communications lines you might have down there, anything like that. That way you'll avoid a nasty little incident like I did when I was installing DirecTV, where I accidentally hit a sewage line. And let me tell you, folks, hitting a sewage line in South Louisiana in the middle of the summer in 110-degree temperature is not fun at all. But anyway, I digress. Back to the racing. We've got a great field here tonight. I believe Wesley Outland has finally found his way back up here. Wesley, where was the concession stand at? Was it over there in Montana somewhere?
Actually, I wasn't getting any food at the concession stands, but I was trying to get a big glass of ice water. Believe it or not, Charles, you'll be proud of me. I'm drinking ice water. It is 100+ degrees outside. I think it's like about 98 degrees right now. If I could announce an iRace in a swimming pool, John, with you, I would do it. Well, not with you, but I
bet
would.
We could work it out.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's a hot one, and we're going to have a fun time here tonight. I like that we skipped Sonoma. We skipped the road course, kind of jumping off track with the normal NASCAR next-gen schedule that usually the SIM500 series does. And Iowa Speedway, what a perfect racetrack. This track is 7/8 of a mile. It is exciting. It is fast. It is fun. You could run this like a short track guy, John, but it is also like a super speedway. I think we're going to see a good show here tonight with this race.
Well, I was just discussing with the fans watching that last time we were here in the Winter Series, these guys went caution-free. And I expect that tonight's 160 laps will be something similar to that. And we might as well go ahead and call it the Daniel Falkingham 160, Wesley. This kid's on a roll.
Here you go again.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, he's got 9 starts in this season so far, 5 poles and 4 wins, okay? And that's in this series. Xfinity Series, he won again last night. I think he's got like 5 or 6 wins in the Xfinity Series. This kid does nothing but win when he gets behind the wheel. My question tonight, though, could Byron Daly come back again after winning last week in the unfortunately televised shortened race that we had at Gateway? Brian Daly picked up the victory last week, Wesley. Do you think he'll be able to do it again this week?
And hey, didn't you do some new wrap jobs on Byron Daly's car? So for him to win, that's got to be something with the new wrap job Silver Bullet ride you gave for him. Yeah,
I did, and I'm hoping that we can put that thing back in victory lane this time with internet connections to our producer.
Yeah, don't jinx us. Don't jinx us.
Hey, it wasn't Cody's fault, man. Things happen, and unfortunately, folks, for those of you that did tune in last week, we did unfortunately have some technical issues that shortened up the race broadcast. But tonight, I've got a great feeling about this, Wesley. I think we're going to have a great race tonight, a great show, problem-free.
Iowa Speedway qualifying coming up next. We're back from Iowa. This is iRacing on LSRTV, and we are getting ready to go into qualifying, actually. So we welcome you to our coverage. And by the way, we're going to go, I believe it's 160 laps. So
yes, sir.
Qualifying is coming up here on track here in just a few moments. So we'll get these guys out here and see what they can do. Now, remember, as we see Bentley Glazier come out the do-to-do Chevy Camaro, and of course, that's the Bristol Dirt winner. Look at that. John already up to 5th gear, not even before he got to 3rd turn.
Yeah, and I mean,
then he's eating the wall.
Yeah, that's not a good way. He's probably going to reset right here and go back and redo it, yeah. I tell you what, I keep forgetting there's a 5th gear on this car, and I did like 30 laps in 4th gear today. Couldn't figure out why my gas mileage was so much worse than everybody else's.
Chevrolet Camaro, 811 call before you dig, North Carolina entry. That is Mr. Eric Arnold. Eric Arnold working his way here off turn 4. Start finish, is he there? And gonna get another lap. Right now he's at the top spot. 24:04 to a 24:38 by Justin Fuller, who just went out 2nd on the board. And we'll see here now what Arnold can do down below the bottom of the racetrack off turn 4 to the line, a little bit high this time as he works his way to start finish. 24:04.9, 24.049. I'll tell you that, John, that's good enough for the pole, but not now. Justin Fuller just bumped him.
Yeah, and I look to see some 23.8s, Wesley. We saw Tommy Ryan and Joey Gitina both turn in 23.86 and 87 respectively. So I look for those two to have a really good turn here in qualifying.
What does that say? The Jersey Cigar Lounge Cougar Club?
Something like that, yeah. The Jersey, was it Jersey Devil? I can't see.
Jersey Cigar Lounge Country Club or Cougar Club?
Cigar Club.
Okay. Well, there's the Chevrolet of Anthony Calantoni. New wrap job on his car, obviously, the 84. Wow, the back end got a little sideways there as he worked off 4. 23.94. Will he pick it up? Got another lap here. 23.94, good enough for 6th. And hey, by the way, John, Mike Kelly has now went to the pole.
Yeah, he's got a 23.91. I'm guessing it's maybe a thousandth faster than Justin Fuller there in the 51. But we got some fast speeds up on top of the board right now. Gitina's first lap is a 24.10. Falkingham out on track now.
Well, here is the man, obviously. I was looking up some stats on this guy here, John, getting ready. Daniel Falkingham. Obviously, you're thinking he's the guy to win tonight. The guy that's just dominated the series, if you will, as I'm continuing to look at stats on this guy. For Daniel Falkingham, he currently has, point standings-wise, we'll see what he can do, #1 spot. 5 poles, 4 wins, 7 top 5s, and 8 top 10s. He is also went on a streak of almost winning 3 in a row. Byron Daly, though, John, hanging right
here.
there with him. Byron Daly not here, though, is what we were told, and that's going to be hurting him because he actually had only 28 points back.
Yeah, and after last week's win, which really helped him in the point standings, he's going to lose a lot of points tonight because we've got a pretty big field showing up here tonight. It looks like we've got about, I'd say, 35 cars.
Yeah, I think it's something roughly around there. It's like qualifying has concluded for the second week in a row. We ain't going to have to worry about a last chance qualifier. So when this field gets ready, they are going to go 160 laps of racing here coming up.
And as usual, we're going to watch these guys jump out on track and get one lap in as soon as this qualifying wraps up. Still have Nelson Rivera on track, it looks like. Scott Simley. These guys have already got laps in, though. Looks like Jose Gonzalez is going to pull the pole off of 23.86. Kind of bumped Falkingham at the last second there.
And qualifying, it looks like it is now officially going to be over. Jose Gonzalez, how about it for the Macho Taco there on a Monday night? Iowa, fast time.
A hell of a good lap.
23.86. You said you thought we'd see a 23.80. We got one from him.
I'll tell you, the one person I thought would have a great lap didn't even qualify, it looks like. Tommy Ryan. Or if he did, he qualified poorly. Tommy and Joey were both looking really fast in practice tonight. And these guys usually just use this 1 minute warm-up, as we've seen in the past, to try and practice a hot lap entry into pits. It's kind of fun to watch these guys sometimes because they miss it sometimes, and they miss it really big.
Well, this is the final 30 seconds, if you will, to have a warm-up for this race. Hey, don't forget, tonight is doubleheader Monday, iRacing on LSRTV, Iowa Speedway for the SIM500, NC811, Call Before You Dig Cup Series, and then, of course, later tonight, Justin, somebody will be with me tonight for the Northwest Racing Series Cup tonight. Of course, they are going to be at Gateway, or Worldwide Technology Raceway. So we'll just see there. John, we had a pretty interesting race until we had the technical issues last Monday night for SIM500.
Yeah, we did. It was a good race. I stayed in the server and watched it. Like I said, Byron Daly wound up taking the win home. Falkingham had some mistakes that he didn't quite recover from. Gateway was a fun little track to watch the guys on, but I think tonight's going to be a better race to watch.
Well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to Rocket Media Live Sim Racing, here's the starting lineup here tonight for the next round of the SIM500 Cup Series. Jose Gonzalez on the pole to the outside. Daniel Falkingham in 39, the dominator of SIM500. Row 2, we'll find Brian Macklin in the 30. Mike Kelly in 2. Row 3, tonight in Iowa, Justin Fuller in 51, Bentley Glazier, Bristol Dirt winner in the 18. Row 4, Tyler Dalton in the 19, and Kevin DeBrown looking for that first win of the year if he can at 93. He's 8th. In top 10, we'll find Joey Jatina, the Alabama in the 14, and Anthony Calantoni in the 84.
Inside row 6, Justin Moss in the 49. Outside of him, David Comstock in the 13. Inside row 7, Tommy Ryan, the 99 car. To his outside, Trey Edson in the 7. Inside row 8, Nelson Rivera, the 22 car. To his outside, Mike Montesi in the 6. Inside row 9, Bobby Wetzel in the 9 car. To his outside, Eric Arnold in the 31. Inside row 10, 44 of Glenn, the Rhinestone Racer Campbell. To his outside, Robert Frieri the 3rd, the 77 car.
Row 11, Ron Holyfield in the 1. To the outside, Doug Roth in the 43. Row 12, Jose Medina, 24. Scott Simley in the 12. Then we got to row 13. It's going to be real quickly Elliot Henderson and Chad Coleman. Row 14 on the grid. Make it fast. Here we go. Jeff Ryan and Richard Beasley. Row 15 to 30, including also Josh Parker, Randy Yoakum. Row 16, we'll find Doug Sigmund, Brian Wertman. Final row here, Randall Watkins. Ready to go. One more lap here tonight at Iowa, and the field will get ready to come to the green flag. My apologies, John. They're going to go an extra lap. I was thinking that they were actually getting ready to come down to the green flag with the pace car pulling in, but actually they're going to get one more lap, so we'll settle in here and get ready to go 160 laps here tonight. This is a race that, honestly, John, if they play their cards right, as you said, stay out of trouble, went caution-free in the Winter Series, this race can go by and we could have no problems, and it could be a entertaining fast show.
It sure can. Now, I don't know if Iowa was one of the recipients of the new Geico start line that iRacing introduced this week with the build. It was, we're being told. So this will be
you're about to see it. You're about to see it right now. I've always lettered it to every T. Now they've officially started using them. And there's the Geico insignia on the wall, on the track, green flag in the air. That's the fire zone. And ladies and gentlemen, you have a race. We're underway. It is going to be 160 laps in the dead heat between Gonzalez and Falkenham off turn 2, John.
Falkenham's going to prevail right there on the outside. I've been seeing it all night in practice, Wesley. The outside's going to be, oh, we got a car out of shape already. Heads up.
No harm, no foul. Up high, though. Kelly.
Yep, Mike Kelly.
Mike Kelly, that Ford Verizon Virginia 811 machine up high. He'll save it. We'll stay green. And this race is underway with Falkenham out in front. Look at Bobby Wetzel there under attack, with also Arnold. Kelly in that pack. Wetzel up high. He's going to stick it 3 wide as they work out a 4.
You want to be high, but not that high. I don't think that's where you want to be coming off a 4, but he made it work. But yeah, like I was going to say, on that restart, that's what I love about this new introduction of this restart zone. We've seen it so many times in the past, how lopsided restarts can be in iRacing, just because of the fact that the guy that is bringing him down to go can pick whatever the heck he wants to go. But now, with NASCAR's actual rules in play, I think the restart's going to be a lot tighter if we have any tonight, that is.
Yeah, that's the question. Will we see anything of that magnitude happen as the field works their way back into turn number 4? Back to start finish. Falkenham out in front. Gonzalez right there with him. A half a car length back is Macklin. 4th and 5th with Fuller and Brown. Everyone single file down for the time being. So we got Iowa now.
Oh, we got a wreck. There's
Scott Simley around. Holyfield spins also right at start finish. And so much for a caution-free race like in the Blizzard Series. Yellow flag quickly out here on lap number 4 tonight at Iowa, John.
Yeah, and folks, don't be confused. The timer up on top of our ticker right there. Cody's working on getting that fixed. It's a technical issue. We've been having gremlins with it for a couple weeks now. As we watch the replay right here, we'll see Simley right there now inside with the 12th car, Wesley.
Wow, nowhere to go. Actually, Holyfield lost it first, and the 1 made everybody quickly scamper and get on the binders, and then all of a sudden, nowhere to go for Scott Simley as he got collected in it. Hey, did they change the flagman's uniforms also? Did they change the iRacing uniform for the flagman?
I don't know. Maybe.
It looks like they're wearing the, I don't know, from this angle that we just saw from the camera. I don't know if we get a flag stand shot on our production, but from the angle we just saw, it looked like the Barney the virtual iRacing flagman, Barney Milton 5 Jr. is what Mike Joy called him. But anyhow, it looked like he was wearing the black on white, like the official, the NASCAR official driver uniform.
Well, let's find out here as we come around here under caution. We have some guys in the pits, by the way. Coleman, Doug Sigmund, Simley, of course, Workman, Jay Randall, and Holyfield all took an opportunity here to duck down pit road, Wesley. Probably take some fuel and maybe 1 set of tires. I don't know why they would take tires, but we'll see what happens here.
Well, I mean, we mentioned earlier that there was a Week 13 update, and one of the things that was changed on a lot of the tracks is the Geico restart zone. Those actually now being officially in place. Also, just updating some of the landscaping of some of the racetracks. And then I just kind of wonder, John, if that's what they did also with the flagman.
They probably probably snuck that in there and didn't tell us. Another thing they introduced with the latest build was the new damage model has been brought to the Next Gen Cup Series. So I don't want to see an example of it if we can avoid it, but we might get to see an example of that tonight. For those of you that aren't aware, the damage model was a little lacking for the longest time, but iRacing really does a lot of work and research into getting this sim as realistic as possible. And I'm finding this interesting. I don't think he's had a chance to choose his lane choice yet, but I'm wondering if Falkingham's going to stay on the inside or maybe choose the outside here.
You know what SIM500 needs now? One of those choose cars like we have for the
you know, they didn't bring it back,
the Crown Jewel series. Are you serious?
They took it away because somebody ran into it.
Wow. I just penalized them. I thought that was very unique to have the choose car
I did
there.
too. I really enjoyed that, you know.
Well, let's set the stage for you here because we are still in the early going of this race. It's Daniel Falkenham leading. The pole car, Jose Gonzalez second, Brian Macklin third, Justin Fuller fourth, Kevin Brown up 3 spots to fifth. Glazier, Dalton, Jatina, Galantoni, Mounds, and Comstock. Of course, those drivers right now in the back of the top 10. Lights should be off on the pace car this time by the dominator of the North. Well, actually, the lights are still on the pace car.
I think they extended it. I'm not sure what's going on. We've got a lot of guys in pits right now that are multiple laps down. I don't know what happened to Chad Coleman and Watkins, Jay Randall in the 27 car there, but they're both in the pits, 2 laps down, 2.5 minutes so far on whatever, I guess repairs, whatever they're doing. Just letting you know.
By the way, and I don't know why this is, but obviously you see the countdown clock up there on the top. I'm back. You see the countdown clock on the top. My apologies, John. And actually, it says there's 151 laps to go, but in sim time, there's 2 hours and 33 minutes remaining.
Yeah,
in
Cody's
the race.
working on it, I'm sure. Cody's working on that.
So, yeah. Try to get all that taken care of for you. Well, hopefully everybody is enjoying this Monday night in June. Lights off on the pace car. We'll come back to green next time by. I'll tell you what, though, John, man, it's a hot one. Like you said, a lot of the United States is getting hit with a big summer blast of heat, if you will.
Yeah, it's been pretty warm. Here in Iowa right now, it's 79 degrees, but the track temperature, Wesley, earlier we saw the track temperature was 129 and climbing. So that's going to make for a slick race. I find it interesting that Falkenham chose the inside when on the initial start of the race, he was outside, was able to power by Taco up there, Jose Gonzalez. We'll see if Jose can maybe return the favor here on this restart.
Pace car comes in, and finally, Field is officially in the Geico restart zone. Green flag goes back in the air. Falkenham gone. 2 car lengths, trying to make it 3. Macklin alongside with Mr. Gonzalez. That goes on in turn number 2, but also Fuller in that battle. Wow, and the Brown and Glazier too.
Yeah, I tell you what, I thought for a second there Fuller was making it 3 wide. It was 1 and 2. Thought better of it, tucked in behind Gonzalez. In the meantime, down low, Macklin stuck on the inside. And like I said, I watched him practice, and it just seems to me that the outside from like maybe the middle up where you see Fuller running right there seems to be stronger than the inside tonight there, Wesley.
Back straight away into the 3rd turn. Falkenham up in front, Gonzalez second. Fuller has got Gonzalez. Or Gonzalez has trying to deal with Fuller is what I was trying to say. And now they all get up on the top side of the racetrack, go to the outside lane. Now hug back on the bottom. Single file conga line works off 2. Fuller wants to jump on the line and go for second as they head for 3.
Yeah, he's been trying to find a way to get around Gonzalez since we went back to green here. Now he's going to try the outside, see if he can't roll through the middle a little bit there. Not quite. Doesn't get quite the run he was looking for here. If you do it just right, come off of 4 away, you can get a really good run coming down the front stretch and try and power by the guy on the outside, keep him from moving up at all. But he just settles back in there. But I'll tell you what I have noticed is Gonzalez, Fuller, Brown, they're all right there on the back bumper of Falkenham. Daniel is not running away with this race tonight.
No, he certainly is not. But there is still, mind you, a lot of racing here left to go as the field stay single file back off the corner into 1 and 2 with Falkenham back on the bottom. Gonzalez second. Here comes down to Brown. You got to think, John, Kevin DeBrown, he's due a win on this series.
Indeed he is. He has come close so many times this season. Don't think he has any wins, does he? No, yes, he does. He has 1 win on the season.
One win.
Yeah. I believe he won at Dover. That's right. He won that crazy race we saw at Dover where Falkenham got wrecked. Remember that? And was missing the front end, the back end, and most of the sides of the car.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where that's when Falkenham came all the way from the back with a beat-up car, front, back, front nose, clip, rear end, everything destroyed, and still was able to drive that car, that turnip car, if you will, an expression of a turnip truck, drove that turnip all the way to the top 5, finishing 4th.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. It's just amazing how much skill that kid's got behind the wheel of a sim car. But right now, like I said, he's just not, we've seen him in the past in the Cup Series on the Monday night races, really kind of get away from the crowd for the most part after a few laps. But right now, I'm really impressed with how Jose Gonzalez and Justin Fuller and Kevin DeBrown and pretty much the entire pack are just right there with him. He's only got, what'd you say there, 2 or 3 car lengths?
Yeah, I would say something of that caliber, not by much. Across the start-finish line, Gonzalez right there hanging with him. As, by the way, we just still have the time ticker up there, but we're currently on lap number 18 of 160 tonight. Don't forget, Iowa this evening for SIM500 in the NC81 Call Before You Dig Cup Series. Later tonight, we're on with coverage of the Northwest Racing Series Cup Bars, and they are going to be at Gateway, a.k.a. Worldwide Technology Raceway. Trying to go 3 wide. Wetzel in the middle out of turn 2 there, John.
That's a risky move right there. I wouldn't say it doesn't work because we just watched it work, but man, that's just a risky move here at Iowa Speedway because there's a bump right there at 1 and 2. It's about a lane up, and sometimes, as we know, when these Cup cars hit a bump, they don't like a bump very much. See Fuller trying to fend off a battle now from Brian Macklin.
Yeah.
I want to point out somebody, Josh Parker in the 81 car. He started 29th tonight, and he's moved up 13 spots right now to 16th, and he is really moving through this field. This is the kind of track that Parker likes. He loves these short tracks. And as you touched on at the top of the show, Wesley, it is a short track. It's only 0.85 of a tenth of a mile, 0.85 of a mile. How do you say that? 8/10 of a mile, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Almost 9.
Yeah, 7/8 of a mile is kind of like, I think it's 0.3. Well, I mean, it's close to 7/8, so it's 3/4. I think it's like 750 or something like that. Yeah.
It's basically, it's shaped exactly like Richmond. I mean, when Rusty Wallace built this track, he wanted a Richmond-style racetrack out in the Midwest, which is where this track came from. And if you look at it from overhead, it's a D-shaped oval just like Richmond, but just a little bit bigger. But this is my biggest point I was trying to make was I've seen Josh Parker really dominate tracks like Richmond, here at Iowa, just these really nice D-shaped ovals that are, smooth, sweeping turns, stuff like that. So I expect big things from him tonight. Meantime, Fuller is really falling backwards here. He's gone all the way back to 11th now from 3rd. I'm not sure if he had an issue there and got loose or what.
Joey Jatina there now, the driver from Alabama, the 14, working his way back to start finish right now. Good solid run for him, John. In the top 10, he's in the 8th position. Digging.
We were talking to Joey pre-races. We have a car down slow on the inside there. Didn't see what it was. Talking to Joey pre-race, he's really excited about tonight. This is a fun track for him that he loves to drive on, and he was looking really strong in practice. So, like I said, top of the show, he finished 2nd in practice with a 23.87 to Tommy Ryan's 23.86. Qualified pretty well, and right now running the top 10. So let's hope he's able to stay up there and stay out of trouble tonight.
Back straight away they go into the 3rd turn. All the while, there goes Bonds up the racetrack. Here comes Jatina to follow. Thought I saw a little smoke in front of them, but I wonder. I thought there might have been a problem, but maybe it's just maybe a car smoking. I'm not sure, but it clears right back up. No harm, no foul, John, as they work the back straightaway.
And Fuller is still dropping backwards. He's all the way back to 17th now. I have no idea what happened to Justin Fuller, but he was running strong up there in the lead 3 cars, and now he's all the way back to 17th. 12 spots back from where he started.
Yeah, he was certainly one of those drivers that had, mind you, a pretty good run, and he was right up in the top 3 once the race started. Now definitely falling back as we see some cars up on the top side of Tyler Dalton.
Josh Parker is loose and out of shape. I think he's saved it. But Josh Parker he just fell from 16th all the way back to 23rd. So obviously some stuff going on in the back of the pack here that we're not seeing.
Yeah, we're keeping up with this battle here now going on between Glazier and Mons, as well as
Jatina and Edson there in the 7th.
Edson's there. Yeah, good gaggle of traffic going at it here. So pretty good competitive racing as we're on lap 30 of 160. Coming up next time by 130 laps to go.
And by the way, I just thought I'd mention this, but fuel. They can go a pretty good ways on fuel. I believe somebody told me it was 123 laps, I think, or something like that. A lot of laps.
So do you think we could see maybe one pit stop of the race and try to go to the complete finish?
Depending on caution, it's entirely possible. Ooh, wow. A little wiggle right there on Glazier on the 18. His nose wiggled a little bit there.
John, how important is tires for this track today, you think?
I imagine tire fall-off is going to be pretty stout. I mean, let's see here. The best lap on track was a 24:13 by Falkingham. Or excuse me, a 24:11 by Kevin DeBrown, and he's already 26:05, 30 laps into this race, so almost a 2-second difference there after 32 laps. So I imagine that we're going to see pit stops, I would say probably in the next 25, 30 laps. As we watch on screen. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Macklin and Brown and Glazier going at it side by side for that 3 wide for a second. All the while, there's the second place man, Gonzalez. Little glimpse of him, and here we go right back to this 3-car battle for third. DeBrown, Dover winner. But let's say this though, John. Did Kevin DeBrown win Dover because Falkingham wasn't in it? He got wrecked, if you remember.
I am not touching
and mind
on that.
you, Kevin DeBrown has had a lot of bad luck this year on the series.
He has. Yes, he has. He's been up front for wins and gotten taken out in other people's accidents. We've seen that a couple times. Yeah, that Dover was an interesting race.
And all the while, as they work back to start finish, there you see, I believe, top 10 now, by the way, behind the top 10. Ferrari in that mix. Actually, these are cars that are going a lap down. As for Rivera is actually the 10th place car. Edson Calantoni, there you see him, Arnold, Ryan, but they're also moving through lap cars. That's going on through lap traffic in the top 15 there, John, back out of 4th.
Yeah, timing's a little, my timing's messed up over here. I see Watkins, Coleman, and Holyfield, only 3 cars that are lap down, or more, I should say. Wetzel's in the pits. Is that what your timing's showing, or do I need to refresh something?
I'm seeing Ferrari, and yeah, we got a couple of cars that were a lot down. That was kind of in that little mix, but for the most part, those cars on the lead lap coming at them out of turn 4 in the top 10 to 15. Back across start finish, and we'll watch this battle now going on between Ryan in 15th, followed by Kelly, Campbell. And all the while, 2-second lead, John, as we watch this battle in the top 15 that Falkingham has over Gonzalez and company.
Yeah, it's just the same story, different week. But I was going to say, Campbell's another one who really wants to have a good run tonight. We've seen him be pretty strong in some of these last 2 or 3 weeks in racing, but just bad luck, like so many guys in this group of racers that we've seen. And Justin Fuller is on pit road. Just want to drop that on you.
Falkenham, Gonzalez, Glazier, Brown, Jatina, Mons, Dalton, Macklin, Comstock, and Rivera. Top 10. That's how it is right now. Believe it or not, John, we are working down lap number 40 of 160 next time by when they come to start and finish. Look at this now. Dalton, Comstock, Macklin, all these cars under attack.
Look at the various lines we're seeing as we go through turns 3 and 4, then back down to the front stretch here at turn 1 and 2. All these guys running almost a completely different line through the corners.
In their own little world. There goes Trey Edson on the pit lane, number 7. Pitting. Unscheduled pit stop, or is this right? Whoa, hold on, bud. Well, you don't want to make that mistake, and that just lost him about 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like he's taking 4 tires and fuel. This is probably his planned pit stop. We talked about that a few minutes ago. Fuel-wise, they can go almost 1 stop on this, but the tires wear out so fast here at Iowa Wesley that he probably decided it was time to come in and get some new rubber. That's a good looking paint.
Edson back out. Personal comfort entry. Number 7. Teammate with E.J. O'Rourke. As they make their way back across start finish.
I don't see EJ in the field tonight either.
No, we don't. There's a couple of guys that we're used to seeing that are not here.
Well, I will say this weekend was EJ O'Rourke's birthday. Happy birthday, by the way, EJ. If you watched the replay, we missed you tonight, buddy. So I'm guessing he was probably out taking care of birthday stuff tonight, if you know what I mean. Oh, wow. Way out of shape.
Wow. Up the hill. Look out, Macklin. Inside. Macklin outside. So is Dalton. Comstock will just slide right on up in there after a little wiggle in the rear end. He still holds on to it. Now he'll get that momentum, composure back, if you will, John, and try to make a run after Dalton.
Hey, real quick, if we can get a focus on Joey Jatina in the 14. He has worked his way up to 4th, and right now he is running laps faster than Daniel Falkenham. I tell you what, Joey's looking real strong tonight. So is Jose Gonzalez. As far as lap times go, Joey Jatina was one of the fastest cars on track. Gonzalez and Glazer right in front of him were pretty quick too. Now, of course, Falkenham does have a 2.2 second lead out there in front of Gonzalez right now, but they're looking pretty stout, these guys are. Josh Parker's now on pit road as well.
Yep, service for Josh Parker, Pepsi number 81, Daytona pole winner, by the way, coming in. And as we were talking about earlier, John was talking about 115, 120 laps on fuel strategy that they could possibly run. This race 160 laps, so we're looking to see, honestly, and I say this as a bold statement so early in the race, John, not even 50 laps in, these guys that are pitting, they might be making their money stop.
It's possible. I mean, like if this thing goes green, but again, tire wear is the issue, not so much fuel. But, you know, we see these guys are all slipping and sliding right now. Speeds are definitely down. I mean, you look at an over 2 second difference between the first lap and now, but for Falkenham and Glazer, guys like that. So tire wear is going to be what dictates when these guys stop. Like we've already seen some guys come in because they just could not drive the car anymore. And right now, I think Montezzi's fixed to make a dive down pit road. You know, we'll see a bunch of guys start coming in here pretty soon. I think what happened there was he got loose, Montezzi did, and he triggered the marker on timing that said he was on pit road. Sorry about that, Cody. But here we go, a fight up front. I don't know what happened to Gonzalez, if he got loose or what, but man, he's lost 1, 2, 3, 4 spots now. 5 spots. I'm wondering if he got up into the wall.
Yeah, man, with Gonzalez outside pole winner, strong effort in qualifying, and now the smash burger smash taco entry is falling back, Camaro. And mind you, he's still in the top 10, 7th spot. Little damage on the front nose of the car. Whoa, hold on, looks like dirt tracking it there a minute out of 2.
It's like
you
I
see
said,
that, John? It's
yeah,
just me?
I did. Like no, look, he's losing ground again now. Edson's got fresh tires. Watch how fast he blows through these.
Comes Gonzalez.
Oh, Gonzalez making his pit stop now.
Gonzalez is in. The Brown up on the outside. Mons is there. Edson there. Comstock. All going after him there.
Look at that speed difference between Edson and these guys, man. He just blows by them.
And the race goes on. Oh, my goodness. We got a car going backwards down the pit lane. I believe that's Kelly.
Oh,
Kelly's
wow.
car in reverse. Shades of Days of Thunder.
Oh,
And everyone is on the binders to miss him. So is the 3 of Rhine. Wow. Come on, guys. Be alert. Montesi pitting. Rhine pitting. And all the while, they miss Kelly. Is there a penalty for that, John? What are you thinking, man? He's way, way in reverse on the pit lane now.
Well, we're going to find out here in a minute. Now, in real life, there's no penalty for driving in reverse like that. And we saw Keselowski do it. Remember when he slid backwards into his pit stall? However, it depends on how fast he was coming across that line. We're going to find out here shortly as we see him getting his tires put on. It's a 40-second stop under green for speeding in the pits. We'll see how this works out for Mike here. And he's out, so no penalty. Good for him. Now,
no harm, no foul. He got lucky.
let's say there's no official penalty, but he is going to lose so much position on track because it took him so long to get turned around right there.
Oh yeah,
he's going to be at least 2 to 3 laps down. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of green flags.
He's not going to get penalized from the SIM500 officials.
Yeah, right. No, that's not going to happen. But he's definitely going to lose a lot of track position. It's going to be very unfortunate for him, especially if we go green the rest of the way, which it looks like we might, because I mean these guys are just zooming right along here. Lap 55 of 160, almost 100 laps to go, and not looking like they're slowing down any, unless they're going to drive in backwards to their pits, I should say. Hey, that was a good call on Mike's behalf, though. Let's just give him a shout. We're like, look out for the Brown.
The Brown in
the
trouble.
Brown. Now he's going to get a penalty if he goes in now. Look behind him, Macklin too.
Roth on the binders.
Wow,
John, that is 3 cars in a row that's having issues entering the pit lane on entrance. I am seriously wondering if these cars are just locking up too fast, or the drivers are making these. The car, when the drivers are trying to come to the pits, the car's locking up fast, entering on the pit lane from the banking, if you will, on the flat.
It's got to be lack of tire grip. I mean, these tires are 57 laps old now for most of these guys. So yeah, coming off that banking down, getting this thing woed down, there's no grip on these tires left. We got a bunch of guys on pit road now. Jatina, Justin Mons, Callan Tony's on pit road, Simley.
So if they're pitting on lap number 60 or close to lap 60, lap 58, so we're thinking that they probably would have still had maybe about close to under a half a tank of fuel left.
Somewhere in that neighborhood, yeah. And I'm thinking that
and Falkingham stretching it out as he always does, if you will.
Yeah, he's the master at this stuff. So far, Falkingham, he's not alone out there, but him, Comstock, Rivera, Dalton, Arnold, Glenn Campbell, Jeff Ryan, Trey Edson, and Workman haven't pitted yet. Of course, Trey Edson and Workman both pitted lap 39. Sorry, Edson pitted on lap 39, Workman on lap 9, so they can probably go a little bit further. But I look for Daniel to be coming in pretty soon. He's living a lot of ground here. There he goes. Oh, he looped it. Wow.
Same thing happened to even Falkingham. He saved the car, kept the front nose off the inside retaining pit wall. But again, the same thing happens to the leader. My. Comstock now, the new leader in the Monster Energy, number 13, as these other drivers have not pitted yet, John. Falkingham is rolling his way to his pit stall in P in turn 2.
I would venture to say that the person that can get into the pits and out of the pits without sliding, as we've seen 5 or 6, 7 cars do now, is probably going to be the guy that wins this race tonight. just throwing that out there.
811, call before you dig entry. There goes Rivera, now second. It's all the while Jeff Ryan trying now to get back on the lead lap. He's on the tail end of the lead lap. It's Comstock, the leader, driving down below the apron out of 4.
Missed his pits. He was trying to get in the pits and missed it. He got loose too.
And all the while gives the lead back to Rivera in 22.
Oh, man. I've never seen these guys have this big a problem getting into the pits on any track we've been to yet. Have you?
This is definitely a first. Not gonna lie.
And he did it again.
My. Wow.
He did it again.
Except this time he makes it in.
Yeah, this time he made it in.
Could we say, John, that if we set up an iRacing LSRTV camera on the pit entrance, that probably 70% of the field in Comstock overshot its pit stall line? So that's going to hurt him another couple of seconds. But could we say probably 75, 80% of the field had problems on entrance to the pit lane for their pit stop?
Easily. Yes. I mean, I'm shocked. This was definitely something we've never seen. I mean, come on, Wesley. We've been watching these guys for a long time now. You and oh, wow. Did you see that? That closure rate right there by Falkingham. Almost running over the 27 car right there. But as I was saying, we've been watching these guys, you and I, for a long time now. And some of the best in the business as far as sim racing goes. Very rarely do we see mistakes like that made by, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars, much less half the field. So it's got to be something with the new release, I'd say, wouldn't you?
I would have to say that as well, bud, for sure. All the while, race rolls on. Lap number 66 of 160. Under 100 laps to go. Mind you, 14 or 15 away from halfway as Dalton battles now. Up on the high side, that 27 of Watkins. Hey, does that say John Boy and Billy, Big Show?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you remember them, don't you?
I sure do.
Yeah, right. When I used to work in radio, actually, the morning show was the John Boy and Billy Big Show, and sometimes I ran the board for their network radio show. That's pretty cool.
So Nelson Rivera.
Well, we got a car spun. We got one spun, guys. I wonder, is that Holyfield again?
Where was it?
There was a car spun right there in 4. Right there. Yeah.
He must have. If he gets down on the apron, it won't. They got a really good yellow detector here, Iowa, for lack of a better word. If you can get down off the racing surface before your car drops underneath, I think it's 30 miles an hour, the caution won't come out. And he missed his pits just to rub more salt into him. Wow. As I was saying before that happened, we still have 5 cars on track that have not pitted yet. That's Rivera, Dalton, and the 19. Edson technically pitted on lap 39. Eric Arnold, Jeff Ryan, and Glenn Campbell. Those guys have yet to pit. Now, when they do pit, that's going to put Jose Gonzalez in the lead.
Like a rhinestone cowboy?
Like a rhinestone cowboy. Sorry.
Iowa Speedway tonight is right now Gonzalez has moved his way back on the lead lap, and all the while when all these other cars finally transition into the pit area. Rivera, I don't think is pitted yet, though, right, John?
No, I think they're probably scared to. Let's see.
Yeah,
everybody in front of them. Yeah, he has not pitted yet. I think they've all seen these guys spinning in front of them, and they're trying to figure out the best way to do it, or maybe wait for a caution to come out. And I can't say I blame them either.
John, is it the tires? Or are you thinking it's the tires? Are you thinking it's the setup? Are you thinking it's the heat of the track? And
well, I'm thinking,
from
don't
the
forget,
they changed
the bottom of the car. I don't remember exactly what they said they changed. They took a part of the diffuser off or something like that. But they've changed the bottom of this car. And I don't think these guys did a whole lot of practice getting into the pits under race conditions after an extensive run on tires like that. Let's not forget, these tires are losing a lot of grip as we go further and further. So I'm guessing it's just a combination of things. A change in the car model.
Yeah. And I don't want to get off subject here, but if you remember the All-Star race at Texas when Ross Chastain bonsai'd on the left side of Kyle Busch's car and he got sideways and we saw a great view of the undervalance of the car, or if you think of
I'm looking at the cars in the server now. The diffuser definitely looks different than it has before. There's a substantial amount of it missing on these cars now, so that's going to change the underneath of the underneath of the car, the way it sucks down to the track and how much downforce it receives from the diffuser. So I'm guessing there's just a lot of things that have been changed to this car, mixed with old tires that was causing these issues.
Ryan having a good night so far. The 99 sitting in the top 10. He's in 7th. The Brown right behind him, the Dover winner. And all the while, Trey Edson now, the leader. Rivera second. Gonzalez, pole car back up to 3rd. Blazier Dalton, your top 5. Falkingham climbing back up into 5th now.
Yeah, Captain Smooth. That's what we'll call him. Falkingham is just showing how to get it done out there right now. Even with that mistake getting on the pit road that everybody else had, including him, he still manages to come out smelling like roses. Was in 6th there, got by Dalton pretty quickly. He's up to 5th now, reeling in Rivera. Of course, Rivera has yet to pit.
That's what I was about to say. And mind you, he's being bypassed by all this fast traffic. Ron Rivera ain't even pitted yet. I wonder if he's kicking himself now there, John.
I'm sure Nelson's probably debating on how long he wants to stay far out. I keep seeing smoke as we go through that turn. I'm not sure what's going on with that. If somebody spun out or what. But, yeah, Nelson Rivera in that 22 car, he's got to be coming in soon. I mean, there's really no sense in staying out right now. He's already lost the lead. He's giving up 2.5 seconds per lap to everybody around him right now. Oh, we have a car spinning. Now backing up to get on pit road.
Glenn Campbell, Rhinestone Cowboy in trouble.
This was one of the guys that hadn't pitted yet.
By the way, Iowa Speedway on subject, awesome ARCA race at Iowa this past Saturday night on MAP TV. Yes, great race. That's one of the things we're told just how awesome this track is. So here we go with Campbell on the pit lane. Trans Service entry number 44. There's the Smash Burger entry, Smash. Gonzalez back to the lead. Falkingham right there with him.
This is when we need the Jaws theme, Cody.
Da-dum, da-dum.
And you know Jose is looking in his mirror right now. He is driving in his mirror right now. And there goes Falkingham. Zip. See ya.
I mean, nah, Gonzalez?
Nah, he's going to have
taken my taco yet?
Well, Gonzalez has 9-lap older tires right now than Falkingham does, and that's going to show right here. So,
oh my goodness! You know,
come on, Daniel. Come on, Daniel.
Hey, listen, I got to give kudos to Daniel, dude, man. If he wants to kick butt and take names on a weekly basis, getting it done, right? I mean, come on.
But you know, something else I'm looking at is lap times. God, he's so consistent with his lap times. I mean, he's almost perfect, Wesley, and that's hard to do in real life or sim racing. Is get that turn in, off the throttle, on the throttle, all of that exactly the same every lap, and he is getting about as close as you can. I wonder if he's even human. I wonder if he's. I think maybe he's AI.
Halfway.
Well, maybe he's just AI and we don't know it. You know, maybe they got just some kid that does the interviews and everything, but it's an AI driver. Maybe we need to get a camera on his. Hey, Cody, we need to get a camera in his room, man. See if he's actually driving. Just saying. So Daniel Falkham back out to the lead here, Wesley, with Bentley Glazer now running second, Jose Gonzalez third, Trance in fourth now, and Kevin DeBrown giving up fifth now to Tommy Ryan. And we should be seeing, believe it or not, more pit stops coming up here, at least for Trey Edson. He's been on track now for almost 50 laps on these tires.
And Jatina, Rivera, I think he has finally pitted in the 22s.
Yes. Yeah, he finally did.
So we have now 17 cars on the lead lap. Simley first car lap down.
And
right there in front of him, by the way, the 12 car. Edson on pit road, 7 exits.
Good stop there, 14.75 seconds on his stop.
And you know what I noticed the most of all there, John? He didn't have any problem on pit entrance.
No, he didn't. Oh, he hadn't even pitted yet. I'm sorry. I was seeing the time of his last pit stop. You know, maybe he saw all these guys doing that earlier, Wesley, and was like, well, I guess I got to be really careful here. Watch the battle right now between DeBrown and Justin Mons. Justin with a new paint scheme this week, Wesley. That's a pretty good-looking sponsor right there. And we see the 31 cars zipping on by these guys. That's going to be, who is that in the 31? Eric Arnold. I'm sorry. Yeah, Eric Arnold. Yeah. My apologies. Had a brain cramp for a second there.
There's that 49 machine. Not a nice run so far for him. Just kind of lying in the weeds in the back. Of course, Mons had a couple of rough weeks. Solid top 5 right now. And Jatina, another one of those guys, man, that obviously the inventor, the creator of SIM500 in all of its glory.
Yeah, Joey's having a great run tonight. Still running around up there at 6th place right now. Looking to take 5th place away from Kevin DeBrown. Looking real good on his entries right there. Very smooth. That's great off. Just taking care of those tires really is what it's all about. Don't slide them too much.
Oh, we got a caution, guys.
What?
Caution is out. Trouble on lap number 89. Yellow flag out for the second time. Kelly goes around.
Oh, was it trying to get into pits again, you think?
Maybe.
Man.
Caution for the number 2, Mike Kelly.
And he's going to pit while the pits are closed. And he's going to exit, I believe.
Here's your replay.
He was
up high. He was already in the wall. So you got to think he might have had a damage on the car, and then he was coming onto the pit lane to commit to pit. Yes, he is. He's down below the apron. Oh. Don't cut him off.
No, he got up. He got the car straddling where the apron meets the.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, and honestly, it's not really Dalton's fault or anyone else's fault that was on the racing groove. His car was just kind of teeter-tattering, if you will, from the banking to the flat. Here come cars pitting. Wow, this is unusual.
Not really. I'm tell you what.
John, what are you thinking?
This is a great call. I'm gonna tell you why. We just went what? I don't know, 80 laps on green. How long do we go on green there? Anybody know?
We had a first caution flag on lap number 5, so we went about 85 laps.
Yeah, 85 laps on green. So these guys are banking on coming in, getting 4 fresh tires. All the fuel they're going to need to get to the end on this thing if it goes green all the way again. This could be a money stop right here, Wesley.
Well, we kind of said the last pit stop was a money stop.
And Macklin blew it.
Wow.
Macklin blew it big time. Still not in his pit box. Oh, that hurts.
Oh, my. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 times. What in the world? Oh, my. You see the mistake made. That just cost him dire position on the racetrack there, John.
Oh, he'll be lucky if he doesn't go a lap down. I mean, no, they're on the caution. I'm sorry, never mind. He won't go a lap down. But still, he's going to lose a lot of spots. A lot of spots.
Well, while we're under caution, we're 90 laps in. We haven't been on any commercial break yet, so we'll stop and take a moment to do that. Thank our sponsors, NC811 and more. We'll get ready for the second half of this race. Monday night, SIM500 NC811, call before you dig Cup Series from Iowa. Falkenham, Glazier, Gonzalez, Mons, Jatina, top 5, and we'll return in a moment.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it?
They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
Getting ready to approach lap 100 and what will also be the final 60-plus laps here tonight. John Mustin Jr., Wesley Outlaw back here with you. iRacing on LSRTV Monday night, round 14, Iowa, and the NC8-1 call before you dig Cup Series. By the way, thanks to Joey Jatina, SIM500 Esports League, and Brian Morehouse. Recent newlywed, John, got married.
Somebody failed that, man.
Recently got married.
Sorry.
Life is good.
Congratulations on the wedding.
Yes. Had a nice honeymoon, I believe. So.
Tell you what, these pictures are pretty good, Cody, down there in the booth. Hope you listen.
And you know what's so cool, John, is we have NC8-1 Call Before You Dig as the sponsor for SIM500, but man, I'm going to tell you, I've been up and down the Carolinas and Virginia the last month. Go-karts, real race cars, pavement, dirt.
Green.
You see NC811 or Virginia 811 Call Before You Dig on race cars. And I just think that's awesome that they have a following of sponsorship as we get ready to come back to green, not only for SIM500 virtual iRacing on LSRTV, John, but also in real life.
Yeah, I believe you're the one that told me that Brian Morehouse, the guy that kind of runs things or heads things up over there at NC811 as far as their operations goes. Wasn't he a NASCAR official at one point in time?
He is. He actually is a NASCAR official. He's an official for the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. He actually used to be with the big boys a couple of years ago. That's when we first met. Now he's kind of scaled back, if you will, with handling job opportunities with NC811, but also with NASCAR on the Modified Tour. So, and we're back to green. Speaking of modifieds, John, can you imagine a modified race on this track? I would love to see that.
I think it would be awesome. Modifieds on here would be, those cars are built for tracks like this, and super late models as well. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if you saw how close the Brown got to Gonzalez right there. Now, we know these two have tangled before in the past in places, so that could have been interesting.
Mons on the inside, Gonzalez up high. All the while, this goes on for second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Mons back in the battle along with Jatina. Look at this, man. I will say this, John. Though it's been the Falkenham show, we can't deny that. It's awesome to see some other drivers climbing up into the top 5, top 10 that might, if you will, had some bad luck earlier in the year.
Oh, absolutely. You love seeing, I wouldn't say underdogs, but you love seeing guys, like you said, who've had bad luck all season long, finally put a race together that goes their way. Maybe not the win, unless Falkenham screws up somehow, but definitely a good top 5, maybe even top 3 run. Look at Bentley Glazer up there. previous winner in this series, but has had run after run after run of bad luck. Second place right now. Jose Gonzalez, Kevin DeBrown, Justin Mons, Joey Cheney. These are all names that really could use a great race tonight. We're seeing it coming out. Look at back there. DeBrown fighting with Gonzalez, and behind them, Joey Cheney is going after Mons right now for 5th.
And we are officially on lap 100. Triple digits on the board. Falkenham lead. Glazier second. Gonzalez, Brown, Mons top 5. Jatina, Parker, Ryan, Roth, Comstock the top 10. Macklin, Calantoni, Montesi, Ferrari, Henderson, Medina, Edson, Arnold, Rivera, and Simley. Those are your top 20, if you will, John. And those are the cars that are on the lead lap.
Yeah, actually, we've, I'm sorry, hold on.
Got a couple of more. Got Dalton, Ryan, and Beasley also. So 23 cars on the lead lap.
25 cars right now with Glenn Campbell just tail into the lead lap. He might end up going a lap down here shortly.
Yeah,
And,
Yoakum is being showed a lap down also.
Yeah. What I was going to say is we haven't had many guys actually retire from the race.
By the way, just for giggles, John, you predicted 6. I said 10. I think our producer Charles said 14 last week. How many caution flags did we have for the SIM500 race at?
No idea. I don't have that information in front of me right now.
You left. You said you stayed.
Yeah, but I didn't memorize it, man. I'm sorry.
Byron Daly, I think, was the guy that ended up winning the race. So that was pretty cool.
He did.
And John, that's got to be exciting for you. But I know we delved a little bit on it earlier, but that's the wrap job you made for him. You finally convinced him, hey, dude, let me do your car, wrap up your car. You did it. He won. He ain't here tonight.
Yeah, that's okay though, man. He's busy. His real life job, he's an engineer with RCR, so they're doing some testing, if I'm not mistaken, this week, and he'll be out doing his job. I tell you what, I've got my eye right now on Jatina and the server, and he's getting really loose. I don't know if he maybe smoked his tires trying to get by Justin Mons earlier, but he's already given up a spot to Parker, Josh Parker, somebody we talked about earlier. Josh started this race tonight way back in like 39th, I think it was. And right now he's riding along up there, 23 spots up to 6th. He was 29th, excuse me.
Falkenham out in front, doing really, really well. Looking for to win 5 on the year if he pulls this off. For 5 poles, 5 wins, matching up with also 8 top 5s and 9 top 10s for the driver. That has just been the man that everybody has had a bullseye on this year for SIM500. And John, I got to ask you, bud, how exciting was it yesterday in wine country in Sonoma to see Daniel Suarez winning the Cup Series?
I'll tell you what, it was such a heartwarming victory for me. Daniel Suarez was somebody that came into this sport with so much hype, too much hype if you ask me. Did a great job in the Xfinity Series, but I think they moved him up too fast, to be honest with you.
Yes,
and it was just kind of downhill from there. To see him in Trackhouse, I mean, look at Trackhouse Racing has been storming racetrack. Oh, wow. Sorry, back to the race. Beasley in the wall hard right there. Bottlenecked up everybody behind him.
That's the 10 car. There's a Tide right up on the outside lane. There you see him right there as everybody is trying to come after him. And now he's trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack. So, because honestly, you got to run the top here in Iowa.
Yeah, I don't even think he's on the lead lap, is he? Or he was, but he's fallen all the way back to 23rd
no, he's
now.
A lap down. Yeah, he's a lap down.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. I mean, he slammed the wall so hard, it looked like he came to a stop for a second. Let's see, he's trying to get on pit road. And he does, and he spins it. So, boy, stay off the track.
Oh, look out down below the bottom of the apron. Is he going to bring out a caution? No,
nope.
He will not. Wow.
I'll tell you
Man, what is causing this problem on turn 4?
I'm telling you, it's the car. It's just the way this car was built. When they took that much downforce off the bottom of the car, and that transition from from the banking down to the apron right there. It's just such a bad spot. I mean, you know, Beasley cannot kick himself too hard, but everybody, I think, has done it tonight. I think there were just maybe 1 or 2 cars that didn't do it so far. But, man, Beasley, wow. He had to panic for just a second there. I'm glad he got it stopped when he did. If he'd gone about 2 feet further up on the track, we'd have seen a caution right there.
All the while, Beasley coming back out on the racetrack, down to the inside of the racetrack, of course. Falkingham, Glazier, Gonzalez, Mons, Parker, top 5.
There's Workman on screen.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the car that mimics the wrap job that Mr. Morgan Shepherd used to have.
And that's another one of mine. Yes, sir. I like Brian Workman. Brian's a great guy. He's been a part of the NASCAR scene for a while, too. Had some health issues, though, that took him out of his job as a crew chief. But he still gets to get out there with them every once in a while when he can. So, Brian, I hope you go back and hear this. Man, this is a shout-out for you, man. It's good to see you back on track, buddy.
Falkingham inside, Beasley down to the bottom. Roth up on the outside, sideways 43, holding it together inside the top 10. What a run for the STP colors of Roth in 43. Yoakum now. No correction, I'm sorry, that's Comstock. And Comstock now back into the top 10. And remember, John, he spun earlier like many others on pit exit, and then we thought he was going to go many, many laps down. He's right back in the fight again.
Yes, he is. And right in front of him, DeBrown's got his hands full with Tommy Ryan, the 99. Tommy's been quiet all race now, but go figure. Here we are, bottom half of the race. Tommy's making his move back towards the front. It's just something Tommy does, man. He doesn't he doesn't put a whole lot of aggression on track. We've got 3 wide now behind these guys with the 38 of Chad Coleman, who is multiple laps down, going underneath Roth and Macklin at the same time. I believe Chad's got a lot of fresh rubber on there is what it is. He just came out of the pits, so I'm guessing he got all of his damage fixed. Oh, wow. Wow. Did you see that hit right there that Brown gave Tommy Ryan?
Yes, sir. And I don't know if that was, I would say it was an intentional hit, but
I don't know.
Just checking up in front of him and nowhere to go.
I mean, that could have been huge. I mean, it was a huge hit from here. I mean, when you see the guy, get squirrely like that, but wow.
But I wonder what the front valence on DeBrown's car looks like from that contact.
It's probably frowning. I don't know if you ever looked at those things up close, but when they get damaged just right, the car looks like it's frowning at you. Especially the Mustangs. The Mustangs have eyes. I mean, it looks like they got eyes on them.
They have a very unique car body, don't they?
Yeah,
you remember
they do, man.
You remember back in the day, the Taurus? I know that iRacing done the throwback cars, and don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of the Ford Thunderbirds and the Monte Carlos or whatnot, but man, the Ford Taurus era, I wish that iRacing could have done something with the Ford Taurus, because those cars, even on the street cars, they look like they're smiling at you. With the nose and the blinkers and the lights.
I heard a rumor.
I'm telling you the truth.
I heard a rumor that the next set of cars being scanned as far as NASCAR goes might well be the 90s era Thunderbirds, Pontiacs, Luminas, those cars.
And Ford Taurus.
No, sir. It was a Ford Thunderbird.
Oh.
In the meantime, DeBrown is falling way back. He's all the way back to 10th after running 3rd and 4th for a while there. Up front, it's still Falkingham, but look at this gap between Falkingham and Gonzalez. It's still right under a second. So I don't know if
maybe.
You
know what's so funny, John? You probably got people going like, what the hell? What are they talking about? They're talking about Thunderbirds and Tauruses? We're used to the Mustang bodies. What is this? People talking about Fords.
Oh, I hope nobody that watches our broadcast thinks that, because that means they've not been watching NASCAR for very long. Or they don't know their history very well.
We are in lap 122 of 160. Oh, here we go again. Look at this. Number 6, Montesi. Which, by the way, that Kohler machine looks like a throwback to Brad Keselowski's car. Doug Roth on the inside, DeBrown outside, Ferrari with a Miller Genuine Draft throwback scheme, if you will, all year long for the Ferrari's custom cabinets entry.
And he's having a pretty good run. I mean, he's up there in 13th right now, looking to try to get by to Brown, moving his way up towards the top 10. And remember, Joey Chattina, we talked about him. He's still having a great run. Oh, DeBrown's going to spin it.
Wow. Kevin DeBrown spinning on entry to pit road. No caution, and here we go again, round and round again.
I can't help but wonder if we're not being pranked. That maybe all of these guys got together tonight and said, hey, let's see if they're paying attention up there in the booth.
In the lyrics of the song by Van Halen, here we go round and round, because that's exactly what just happened as we have had another round of pit stops, and all the while entry on the pit road is making them slip slide away. Little better entry this time there for Edson. Yeah. Edson in the 24 of is that Calantoni? I think it is.
That's Jose Medina.
No, that's Medina. Jose Medina. Yeah.
Funky Cole Medina.
Dang, dang.
So we got Falkingham still out front right now, a little under 0.3 of a second. Glazer, third. Parker, fourth. Macklin up to fifth now. Jatina back to sixth. Seventh now. I wonder if Jatina's trying to get into pit road, maybe?
Exit pit road, baby.
He's falling back.
Back straight away. Here we go.
Oh, Edson cut that awfully close to that merge line right there.
Sure did. Wow. I honestly think, John, that he might have been following the back end of Medina's car and not following the blend cone, if you will, which is that blue cone off of turn number 2. And you remember, John, you know the rules. You're not able to enter onto the racetrack until you pass that blue cone. It's the blend line, just like in real NASCAR or other race competition.
I'm looking at it in the server. He got up by 5 inches, no more than that. It would be okay, I think, but he was 5 inches of that blue line poking out from the right side of his car when he came up on track. So it was pretty close.
And John, if you hit the blue cone, you get a penalty, right? If you hit
the
pit
anymore.
Cone,
not anymore.
No, not no more? How?
But if you hit the pit in cone, the commitment line cone, yeah, that's a penalty. But the blue cone on the way out, that's not a penalty anymore. Matter of fact, it's a game for most of us in sim racing that like to run it over.
Like knocking them down. Bing, bing, bing. Okay, I'm clear to enter back on the track. I ran over the cone now.
That's exactly how I look at it, too. If I can take the cone out, then I know I'm good. Of course, when the cone's up on the pit wall like it is on Texas Motor Speedway, hitting it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Where's
right.
Mons at? Mons is in 6th right now. These guys look like they've just really lost so much speed the further into this run we go, you know? Oh, Mons going to try pit road. Here he goes. He got it.
Let's see. Well, okay, hang on. Don't jinx him.
No, he got it. He's good.
He got it. He did. He got it.
It's getting off the track is where these guys are having so much issues.
It's like literally exiting off the banking and coming onto the flat off of turn 4. If you drop to the apron quicker, you know, like in turn 3, middle of turn 3-4 exit, then you're all right.
So these guys, well, no, that was lap 70 they all pitted on. So, yeah, I guess these are about scheduled pit stops right here. Lap 90, excuse me, 70. Lap 90, yeah, 70 laps to go. So, yeah, they're going to split it in half, it looks like. Some of these guys are. That's kind of odd. I didn't really think I'd see anybody coming down pit road like this. I really thought that lap 90 pit stop would be the last one for them. But some of these guys are definitely going to try and come down and get fresh rubber and make up the ground if they can.
And all the while, we're closing in on under 30 laps to go.
Now,
you realize that, John? We're in the home stretch, brother.
Yes, we are. DeBrown is blowing by these guys, but just a quick reminder, he did pit and take tires. So that's just him making up, you know, all that time with tires. Rivera's in, Frieri's in. Yeah, Rivera didn't wait that long this time. Remember, he went, what was it, 70 laps last time?
$25 laps to go when they come back to the line here in a couple of more laps with Falkingham. And we give up talking about Falkingham, by the way. We're having more enjoyment showing you pit stops than what he's doing. Look at this. I mean, he's picking them up and putting them down, John. Nobody's around him.
Yeah, except for lap cars, they're trying to get their lap
Gonzalez.
back with pit stops. Gonzalez he was there for a little while, but he's losing ground now. I think maybe it's because they're getting tied up with these lap cars that have got fresh tires trying to get around them and all this. But I mean, at least he's in the same straightaway as Falkingham, right?
Yeah, you got to admire his spirit and his effort.
With
Definitely.
DeBrown getting by Kevin DeBrown in that 93 car right there, getting by Gonzalez. He's got Falkingham in his sights now. That's going to put him back on the lead lap, tail into the lead lap. Last time by, Kevin DeBrown put in a 24.75. Falkingham's lap time was a 26.31. That's how much time difference there is between new tires and old tires.
Yeah, almost time to put this one to the finish, if you will. Gonzalez, I mean, like I said, John, I'm not knocking Gonzalez or Macklin one iota. Hey, listen, they're in the top 5. They're in third. They're second and third. Macklin, Glazier, Ryan also mentioned those guys in the top 5. Jatina, I give props to him right there on the inside. I'm sorry, Yoakum's car right there. We mentioned him. He's in 15th, but I thought that was the 14. But I want to say Joey Jatina, man, what a job for him in the 14. A solid top 10 finish. Henderson, John, how many times have we called races this year for SIM500 and Henderson has problems? He's got a good top 10 run going for him.
Yes, he does right now. And you were right, though. Jatina was back there in the same picture as Yoakum. That's because Yoakum's a lap down. As we continue to watch Yoakum right here in the Virginia 811 car. Just ahead of him, Doug Roth. Doug was having a great run, but pitted, took tires, so he's back there at 16th now. I look for him to make up a little bit more ground here towards the end of this thing. As we're coming up to 20 to go here shortly.
20 to go, but they come to the line this time by for Falkingham as they hit the back straightaway. That is Trey Edson, car behind him. A lap down, back on the lead lap down. He was a lap down.
That's going to give us 13 cars back on the lead lap now. Jose Medina should be somewhere right back here behind Falkingham. He's another one of those guys that just came out of the pits.
And 20 to go.
Oh, look, a little wiggle right there.
Little wiggle and a jiggle and a giggle and a bobble off of 2 for Falkingham. Say it with me, John.
I can't.
I
can't. I cannot do that with a straight face. I'll lose it. It'll be over with.
19 to go for Falkingham. I was doing a TV broadcast Saturday night, and actually I did use that line to its fullest extent. And the guy beside me looking like, how in the did you rattle that off that quickly? I was like, dude, come on now. It's one of my lines.
You've been saying it for a while.
Been saying it for a while. And anyhow, Falkingham gave us a wiggle and a jiggle and a giggle and a bobble.
I don't know. I don't think he was giggling at all.
That car was, John. The car was.
When your car gets that sideways, you're not giggling. You're probably saying some colorful words that cannot be mentioned on air. But yeah, you're
First
definitely.
you say it, then you do it?
Yes, exactly. Bentley Glazer right here in that 18 car. He's got Ryan trying to get by him. Ryan there in 5th. Comstock up to 6th now. Comstock, we saw him. He was one of the first cars we saw get loose there, Wesley, on one of the first sets of pit stops. And, at first we're like, oh, my God, I can't believe Comstock did that. And then everybody else did it. So I guess that's the new norm here. And we see the 44 of Glenn Campbell also in that shot. But Campbell's 2 laps down, just trying to get his way back up to the lead lap.
15 laps to go when they come to the line. If Falkingham is still your leader, there goes.
Ooh,
Look at this. Wow.
loose.
Oh my God. Comstock, Ryan, Glazier, Bristol winner inside. Here comes Ryan. What a run for Ryan, man, in the 99 car. How
Some of
about
these
it
guys,
for Jeff Ryan, Tommy Ryan.
Yeah, Tommy Ryan's having a great run. Some of these guys are really good at running with older tires. The looser the car gets, the more comfortable they feel with it. And then there's other guys who don't like loose tires, and those are the ones you see start to fall back pretty quickly. Right now we are looking at 15 to go. These guys haven't pitted since lap 9, so yeah, those tires are getting pretty old.
John, 15 to go. We were all talking on the subject of Daniel Suarez in winning yesterday at Sonoma.
Yeah,
and we kind of had the almost wreck and then the saves and had that squirrel moment. But, man, that was truly special. 5th different international racer to win in NASCAR. And in addition to that, first Mexican driver to win.
Yeah, and like I said, Trackhouse just having a great year. I mean, a first season for them, and they've already got multiple wins in the series. They got both their drivers locked into the playoffs. It's fantastic.
Two wins for Ross Chastain and 1 win finally for Suarez. And I was at Charlotte, John, and I told somebody, I said, look, if he wouldn't have got caught up in that accident there at the end, so Daniel Suarez is going to win that race at Charlotte.
That whole team has been so stout this season. I mean, every single race, they've been in the top 10, in the top 5, in the hunt for the win, week in, week out, and it's been great to see. So happy for those guys, Justin Marks, all those guys over at Trackhouse, Daniel, Ross Chastain. It's just so good to see them.
Very happy for them.
And then the pinata thing, I laughed.
Did you like the pinata?
I did.
Bam! Happy for everybody.
Oh, who's that 3 wide fight we just saw up there on the front stretch? Who was that?
And 11 to go, might I add. Here we go. Look at these guys, 3 wide. Dalton,
the 31.
Arnold, Parker.
Yeah, that's all back there for 18th, 19th, and 20th. And yeah, you're right. Falkingham's a part of this fight. He's just trying to finish the race. These guys all have new tires. They're trying to get by him to get back on the lead lap. God help him, but somebody gets into the leader. I don't want to be that guy. I do not want to be that guy. We got 2 Trans-Service Cup cars back here duking it out. That's going to be Campbell and Macklin.
Hey, listen, so I know this is a virtual sim series, John, but honestly, when you look at the domination this year so far, as we move into the summer months, okay, and moving into summer, and week 14 tonight here at Iowa, coming up on the schedule.
Oh, we got a hit.
Oh,
sorry.
Whoa.
Simley got hard into the wall right there.
Yes,
I don't know
he did,
if
number 12.
Montesi hit him or not, but he's really slow.
Off the pace. Oh, he missed the entrance of pit road.
Here's the thing, Wesley.
Down below the Geico zone in turn 4.
New damage model. I guarantee you he's got a broken right front arm. Look at that wheel wobbling right there.
Look at the sparks. Look at the sparks coming from the back end of the car. This is the new damage model that they just updated. You haven't seen this before.
And he's trying to get that car all the way around back to pit road without bringing the caution out. It's possible, but it's going to be difficult. Look at how he's wiggling already. The car is very hard to control. I've experienced this. I've been trying out the new damage model, testing all week long.
He's in trouble. He just turned it. Caution's got to come out, guys.
Nope, he all
unless he exited. He exited, so no harm, no foul. Wait to go.
Ooh, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a great example right there of the new damage model. I'm so happy. I'm sorry for Scott that happened, but that's just a great example of what I was talking about at the top of the show. They've really made some vast improvements on the damage model. You can break upper A-arms. You can break suspension parts now. It's insane. Remember, previously when you could bounce off the wall like that, just keep going, So I'm telling you right now, if this damage model had been present at Dover, Falkingham wouldn't have had the race he did.
Nashville next. Nashville coming up next Monday night. Oh, and by the way, just want to say real quickly, happy Father's Day for everybody at SIM500 and iRacing, LSRTV, Rocket Media. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there, those that we have and those in the past that are gone. And John, happy Father's Day to you. I know you're a daddy. I'm a daddy.
That. Thank you.
Yeah.
I see a great fight here between Bentley Glazer. You got Jatina in this picture. DeBrown just went by both of them to take that spot, 6th spot. Now Kevin DeBrown. Oh, we got a car on the wall. Another car on the wall. Who is that?
Off the pace. There he is.
He's still up top.
It's
Josh Parker.
Junior Motorsports, Toyota number 81.
Oh,
and
he's going to
in
loop it.
Trouble. Sparking sideways, shower of sparks coming from the back of the car. John, I'm loving this. I hate that it's happening with under 5 laps to go, but you're literally seeing that these new damage model cars and what they look like.
And look at how
here he
hard,
goes.
yeah, it makes the car so hard to drive, just like in reality. I mean, if you hit hard enough, it won't turn at all.
No.
Look at that. Oh, wow.
He just crab walked
He
the
brought
car
the caution
down.
out. Caution's out. Caution's out.
He did. Yellow flag flies with 4 laps to go. Now make it 3 remaining. And we are getting ready to go to overtime. And John, how long has it been since we went to overtime in the SIM500 Cup Series?
Couldn't even, I haven't got a clue.
I'm serious. I've lost track.
That is not what Falkingham wanted to see at all right there. But I guarantee you we're going to see some folks come down pit road right now.
John, the last time we went to overtime in the SIM500 Cup Series was, believe it or not, at Dover when Kevin DeBrown won.
There you go. Wow.
And that's when Falkingham, all right, who's going to pull the bold strategy here, John? All the leaders come down.
Justin Mons, these are all guys, I guarantee you the guys that pitted on lap 123 are staying out and gambling that their tires are going to be strong enough to get them to the finish first.
Wow.
DeBrown stays out. Justin Mons, Trey Edson so far has stayed out. Doug Roth has stayed out. Frieri, Jose Medina.
Gonzalez, wow. Falkingham, and Macklin, first 3 pit stalls in front of us.
This is awesome.
And they're all taking on 4 tires and fuel.
This is awesome. DeBrown's going to have at least 6 cars between him and whoever comes out first. It looks like Falkingham won the race off pit road.
Falkingham out first. Yep.
But with a green-white checkered, Wesley, oh, can you imagine the sparks that are fixing to fly? Folks, if you're out there watching this, don't go anywhere, because this late race caution brought to you by Josh Parker has just introduced us a whole new level of drama for this race at Iowa. Let me drink some water so I have the pipes for it.
You're going to have a mixture of cars with old tires, new tires, and, yeah.
Guys who have not yet won in this series. I'm not talking about DeBrown. He's already got, we just talked about his victory at Dover, but Justin Mons is going to be starting outside of Kevin DeBrown. You've got Doug Roth up there in 4th place in that 43 car. You've touched on it already a couple times tonight, Wesley. Doug would love to have a great run right here. A victory, sure, but at least a top 5 finish, and he's looking at it right now. Frieri up there in 5th. I mean, come on, man. You can't ask for a
man, if he pulled that off, he'd be on cloud 9. What are you talking about? I mean,
oh, absolutely. It'd be
Mons,
like a win for him.
Justin Mons, look at him. Doug Roth. I mean, Robert Ferrari III. Just some of these drivers. Jose Medina. John, a few minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, we were talking about Medina on the pit road, like out of it.
Yeah.
And he's right back in the top 5 of the lead lap. So, I mean, yeah, to each their own here. This is going to be exciting.
Now, on the downside of this, the unfortunate side of this, guys that we saw having a great run, that needed great runs tonight, guys like Tommy Ryan, Comstock, Joey Jattina, Elliott Henderson, the 37, these guys were all running in the top 5, top 10, are now relegated back here to outside the top 10. Look at Jattina, 13th, Henderson, 14th, Tyler Dalton in 15th. That's the downside of the caution. But hey, it ain't over yet, right?
It ain't over till the fat lady sings, and I don't think she's even warming up her pipes just yet, as they always say in their analogy world.
And I forget how many chances at this they get.
2 attempts. 2 attempts. 2 attempts. They'll try to go 2 times. Yep. That's it.
Oh, buddy. This is going to be awesome.
Cattywampus the door. Or Katie bar the door.
Katie bar the door. The car was cattywampus, so we're going to Katie bar the door.
Yeah, I didn't mean cattywampus. I meant Katie bar the door.
we could say that Parker's car was definitely cattywampus.
John, I was talking about my girlfriend Jackie about this earlier, and the other people. This heat takes so much out of people. Your energy, your body.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just feel so tired. Like, I mean, I'm awake and energized, but I just, just the heat. You know, my goodness.
Like
me and our producer Charles was telling us that it's like triple digits over there in Texas all week. 110, 112. All right,
boy.
John. It's about to get spicy. You're not going to say it, and it finally works.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, it does. Here we go. Pace car is off. Restart zone is there. DeBrown is away. Great start by DeBrown here, Wesley.
Look at
Buckingham.
Drop to the bottom. Are you kidding me? And just like in Top Gun Maverick, Goose will be Gonzalez.
Are you
for
kidding
Maverick.
me?
Inside, 3 wide, 2 wide. Macklin throws him. He turns Mons up into the fence in 3. No caution yet. Coming to the line.
Just gonna go
Falkenham is going to go to the lead. There's contact, though. Macklin just turned Gonzalez. CRN 1 to go. They took the white flag. They took the white flag. They did not throw a caution. This is it, John. They're running for the final lap of the back straightaway, and they're 4 wide behind them.
4 wide, 5 wide, whatever it was. I don't think it worked out too well.
And another win from 6th to 1st in 2 laps. Daniel Falkenham, the dominator of SIM500, wins again and says 3 words. Thank you, or 4 words. Thank you for playing.
I mean, how sick is Kevin DeBrown right now? I mean, wow.
How sick is Gonzalez right now, do you think?
No.
Oh, the Brown with a little bump there, and Falkenham, good job. You get it. You earned it.
Man. I mean,
wow.
Those tires just destroyed 6 cars like they weren't even there, man. All right, Wesley, I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah, we're gonna stop and reset here. So let's let's take a look at the burning down for Daniel Falkenham. Yeah. Oh my. You see how good it is to have 4 tires and fresh tires compared to old tires? Wow.
Yeah.
John, we saw it. Falkenham wins. Tommy Ryan 2nd. David Comstock 3rd. Eric Arnold 4th. Kevin Brown falling back to 5th. Bentley Glazier 6th. Elliot Henderson 7th. Trey Edson 9th. Doug Roth. Joey Jatina top 10. And John, I got to say again, props to these guys that at least had good top 10 finishes in this race.
Yeah, looked great for Joey. Mike Montesi up to 11th. Tyler Dalton 12th. Justin Mons all the way back to 13th. Jeff Ryan 14th. Nelson Rivera 15th. Jose Gonzalez 16th. Brian Macklin 17th. Robert Freer III 18th. Jose Medina 19th. Man, what a fall. Richard Beasley 20th.
21st, we'll go to Glenn Campbell, 1 lap down. Doug Sigmund 22nd. Randy Yoakum. Josh Parker. Scott Simley. Chad Coleman, or Scott Simley, top 25. Chad Coleman, Ron Holyfield, Randall Watkins, Brian Wortman, and Anthony Calantoni, the top 30.
And the last 3 on the field, Mike Kelly, Justin Fuller, and Bobby Wetzel. These guys fell out earlier in the race due to incidents. Man, Wesley, brother, what a race.
It was, man. I got to say, what a race it was here in Iowa. I mean, it didn't disappoint. I mean, I know we had the green flag run, the strategy of Falkenham, but when we got to the overtime, it was play ball for anybody, and you saw the strategy for guys that literally took the advantage of pitting. You're the guys that are the aces in the hole, if you will, and then for that guy Falkenham to go right through the front in less than 1 lap and pass 6 cars, win 5. We'll talk to them and more. Top 3 coming up. Finish line post-race wrap-up is next. Stick around. iRacing on LSRTV in the SIM500 Cup Series, presented by NC811 from Iowa.
And welcome back, race fans, to the conclusion of the Monday night NC811 Call Before You Dig Next Gen Cup Series for SIM500 guys at Iowa Speedway. What a heck of a race we had tonight. We had last-minute drama brought out by the caution from Josh Parker losing on pit road there. Falkingham didn't want to see that. Pitts takes tires, comes out, and, well, folks, you guys saw what happened. We have Daniel, David, and Tommy here. We're going to start off, though, with our third-place driver, who I believe lost my standings. Help me out, guys. Comstock, how you doing? I didn't want to screw up this time like I did last week.
You can give Tommy, especially Daniel, third place. We would all love that.
Hey, look, man, I've been telling Joey for about 5 weeks, Daniel, I love you like a little brother, man, but to penalize you, give you 2 laps down at the start of the race. But we'll get to Daniel here in a minute. Comstock, my friend, third place run tonight, not bad. What went through your mind when that last caution came out?
Yeah, that. I was like, well, I got a pit, and I was thinking about staying out, but I'm like, I don't know how many guys had cycled on taking tires that green flag run to the end right before they had the yellow to end out for that restart. So I'm like, we're going to pit and probably take the tires because you want the grip. And I'm like, I don't know how far back we're going to be in a mess. And so luckily it wasn't that many cars, just about 3 rows, and just knifed our way wherever they weren't pretty much, and wound up third coming off of 4 there in the end.
Well, hey, man, you made it look really easy, even though earlier in the race it looked like you fell back a little bit and you were up in the mid-pack, and it looked like you and everybody and their brother had some issues getting on pit road, man. Talk to me about that.
I thought it was going to be like how the old car was, or that the previous update, and no, it's not like that at all. And so I pretty much stepped on my own self coming onto pit road. Like, I heard guys talking about, oh, easy with the transition, it's going to spin out. And I backed it down, and I blew the first time. Couldn't even get onto I think I got it on the apron, but I was already past the barrel. So I had to get back around and try it again. And then I spun out because I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out. And then there's new setups with the way the brakes are. I was locking tires up coming into the pit box, slid through the box. It was a mess. I was like, I looked back on the relative through everything, and like Daniel was 3/4 track away from me, and I was about, 3 or 4 seconds behind him before we pitted. So I was just like, well, my race is over. But just stayed in at log laps, and right before they yell at the end, I was content with 5th after everything that went down, because I was right about there before all the pit cycles happened, and that all happened. So, I'm happy. I was happy with 5th. I'm ecstatic with 3rd.
I guess so. Do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to for your third place run tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at Team Name. Congrats to Daniel on the win. Again, damn it. Daniel, take a week off, bud. Go on vacation. I'm going on vacation next week. Come with me, man. Come on. Take a week off. Help these guys out. Anyways, appreciate everybody at Team Name. Thanks to SIM500, 811, NC Call Before You Dig, for sponsoring Monday night. So you guys for broadcasting. Thanks to Monster Energy and all the admins that help the league out.
Well, there you have it, folks. Third place runner Dave Comstock, after a very eventful evening. Was not boring at all for anybody. Us up in the booth, those guys down in the cars. Thanks for your time, David.
Thanks.
And I do believe we have Wesley back. Wesley, you here?
I am. I'm back. Yeah, man. Thanks for filling in for me real quick. I had to step away. Thanks to David Comstock in the 3rd spot. And we'll holler now at Tommy Ryan, the runner-up of the race for 2nd position. That 99, Tommy, man, I got to ask you, before we go any further, what was the deal with the entrances to the pit road? Was it because of the way guys were driving off the racetrack, from the banking to the flat entering, the way the cars are designed, the new update? And a good run for you tonight, man. I know it's not a win, Tommy Ryan, but 2nd place. Good job.
Yeah, as far as the pitting goes, I'm sure you guys probably saw it on the broadcast. After so many laps, the thing just loaded up the right rear, and it was finally you could dump the brake bias out of this thing and get on the brakes, and it would finally rotate. I kept throwing brakes back to the front, and I knew I practiced pitting during practice, and damn near killed myself there. So I kind of knew what it was probably going to be like when tires were really cooked. So I felt like I got in there as best as I could, and damn near hit the barrels again. Is what I did in practice. I was like, my gosh, man. So that was part of the pitting problem. It was just, I think the right rear was just so cooked that by the time you put any pressure on it after you hit the flat, man, it was really treacherous. But everything else, man, this thing was, it was really fun to drive. I'll say that. It was really slick. Once your right rear hit the cliff, man, you were on pins and needles, man, and you just really had to manage on how much pressure you would put on it.
Hey, Tommy John, man, it was an awesome run for you tonight. We watched you come up through the field a couple of times there. Talk to me about that last caution when you guys knew you were going to go green, white, checkered. What went through your mind there?
We're all going to die. Because, I don't know what, I was listening to what David was saying. It was like, I don't know, 3 rows or something that stayed out. And I said, they're probably going to go in. They're all, the tires have probably lost some temperature or something. Who knows what it's going to do with this build. So we just, did exactly what David said, man. We just knifed our way through it and tried to go where they were not. I knew when they hit the corner, man, they would just shove the nose and then chase the rear off the corner. So as we just get to the bottom, we could roll. I really didn't think I would make it back up to second. I mean, I was running fourth when the caution came out, and I think my teammate is the one that probably brought it out. I think Randy hit the wall or something. But I was like, man, here I am in 10th. I had top 5, and then the C's opened up, and luckily I got a second place. So I think this is my first top 3 of the season, I think. So this thing's tough to drive, man, and these things, and everybody in here, man, is really, really competitive, and it's hard to finish these things up in front.
I like what he said, the C's parted, because honestly, that's exactly what happened, John. In that restart, 4 and 5 wide to the back straightaway, 3 wide, a lot of corners, and when it was said and done, of course, making that move for Falkenham, win 5 of the year. But Tommy, we'll let you go, man, on to the next one. Good run here tonight. I will say that's your best average finish of the year so far as well, and we'll see what things happen with Nashville coming up next week. Nashville is a racetrack that's, well, it's kind of like Iowa, just a little bit bigger. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it'll probably have a lot of the same characteristics. But yeah, we'll go there and try to do it again and take what we've learned here and apply it, and hopefully be talking to you guys again next weekend.
I imagine you guys will be practicing pit stops a lot next week too, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, warning them brakes up, man.
Well, there's driver Tommy Ryan of the 99. He will finish in the number 2 spot. Best finish this year, by the way, for that driver. And to victory lane we go. Daniel Falkenham, win number 5. Daniel, did you know you needed to pit to win this race? Congratulations, win 5 of the year.
Considering I was about to blow my right rear with probably like 5 to go, I definitely had to come for tires there. Thankfully, the strategy was all over the place this race. Like whether you wanted to pit, like how important tires were. I knew we could go to the end on fuel, but the thing is the tires wore out so much, especially that right rear like Tommy and Dave were talking about, because it seemed like after 10 laps, the right rear would be just going away and you'd be sliding all over the place. So I definitely had to make some adjustments. I made some surprise adjustments with the master cylinders before the race, and I think it actually helped me out a little bit, and actually I think kept me in the hunt and kept me pretty consistent throughout the first part of the run. But yeah, coming to pit there on that last caution, I had to. Thankfully, we had that one set of tires left. Everyone else was out of tires, so that's pretty much the main strategy, because I wanted to stay out and save that set in case we got a yellow. And then all heck broke loose, as you saw, but we knifed our way through there, going 3 wide, 4 wide, and we got to Kevin, got to the line, and everyone was right behind us, and we had a nice view out front. So definitely a wild race.
Daniel, it seems like I talk to you more than I talk to my kids lately, man. Congratulations on the win.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty sad, honestly.
Hey, it is what it is. Congratulations on the win, brother. But what did go through your mind, though, when that last caution came out? I mean, you had a pretty decent lead up to that point, and then, now you're looking at green and white checkered, and you're going to pit for tires.
Yeah, I was definitely hanging on there at the end, because Macklin, he was slowly catching me in the final 20 laps, but around 8 to go or something like that, I was actually starting to pull back away again, like another 10th and a half seemed like a lap. So as long as I just kept this thing on the road, kept it straight, kept it pointed, then we were just going to cruise home. But that last caution threw a wrench in things. But yeah, like I said, the strategy was all over the place. Like if you wanted to save a set of tires, go long to the end, which we could, or if you wanted to pit and then just try to just go hard and try to make up that gap. But thankfully we made the right choice. This race, like I said, this was all over the place. It was definitely a lot of fun. This was my first time driving the new car since the new build came out on an oval. And once I knew we were wrecking 10 laps in, I was like, oh, this is going to be one of them races. But surprisingly, semi-clean race. So props to everyone for being able to hang on to these things. These things are really tough to drive, and I'm interested to see how these things are going to be going down the road. But yeah, if we keep having races like this where there's a lot of strategy, a lot of tire fall off, then I think we're going to be having a good stretch of the season coming up.
Daniel, final question is segue that into thinking your sponsors will go off the air here tonight from Iowa. What's your take of the new damage model and the new updates that they've done to the next-gen car recently that iRacing's done for the SIM500 series?
Yeah, the damage model, it's a lot more fragile. You definitely can't hit the wall as hard as you could like with the next gen. Like with the old damage model, you could probably hit the wall like 120 mile an hour, you could get it fixed and you'd be just fine. But if you probably hit the wall at even like 20, 30 mile an hour at a certain angle, your wheel just falls off and you get an instant meatball. So it's definitely a lot more precise. You definitely got to be a lot more careful with it. So that's something to watch out for. And these new updates, like I said, this is my first proper race with the new update, and it was definitely a lot of fun. But I definitely learned a lot for sure. That I'm definitely going to take down the road, especially to Nashville next week, where it's probably going to be the same thing. Because a lot of people say it drives a lot like Iowa, but we'll have to wait and see. It's a concrete surface. It's going to be a lot different handling, but I'm looking forward to see how it is. Definitely going to be learning a lot. I learned a lot this race and hoping to learn a lot more going down the road from here.
Well, congratulations. Win 5 of the year. Just sheer domination season continuing for the driver of Daniel Falkingham. And John, I think that about wraps it up, man. I got to wonder if a bounty's coming soon on the 39 car. What do you think?
No.
Seriously, I mean, I saw a lot of bounties in real racing being unveiled over the weekend. We might need to do it on the SIM500 iRacing Cup Series.
Well, you know, my takeaway from all of this, man, is one, the kid's got skill. We already knew that. He's got full
yes, for sure. Yes.
But two, for most of these guys to learn as they're driving this car tonight, what they can and can't get away with was exciting to watch. It really was. And it's really the point that we've made all season long since we started broadcasting these guys. You're looking at the cream of the crop, the best of the best when it comes to sim racing and real racing for some of these guys. The fact that they could take so many unknowns coming into tonight. I mean, the pit road thing caught everybody off guard. We saw that. Probably 95% of the field spun getting in the pit road the first time, but they learned from that. Going into next week, Nashville is going to be even more learning for these guys. Like Daniel said, on a concrete surface, similarly shaped racetrack, a little bit bigger, but a different surface. And again, with these changes to the cars that they made, another learning curve. So I'm really looking forward to next week, especially with this new damage model, like Daniel touched on as well, and we touched on it during the show. You can't do the things you do now, or you were able to do 3 weeks ago, like Daniel did at Dover, where you tear out the front end off the car, the back end off the car, and then drive back up to the front. That's not going to happen anymore. These guys are going to have to learn how to be just a little more careful on their exits of the corners, not bouncing this thing off of walls and stuff like that. So it's going to be a fun race to watch, I think, next week.
Yeah, it should be exciting. It should be fun, and we look forward to bringing it to you here every week. We'll do it again next Monday from Nashville. For everybody at Rocket Media Live Sim Racing, Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten, John Muschin, I'm Wesley Outland. Thank you for watching. It is on.